Hey everybody, Phil Struzula from Select Software Reviews, and today I'm talking about how do you identify and recruit diamond in the rough programmers. These are folks without traditional backgrounds that would still be a good fit for your organization. This video came about in two ways. One is that the folks at Coding Game just released this really interesting data about the demographics of software engineering candidates. They found that 35% of people identify as self-taught. So if you look at the pie of computer programmers out there, you've got the folks that kind of have the more traditional university background. That's about 42% of people. You've got the self-taught nerds here, people who have sort of like a passion for programming and eventually have to wear glasses. And then you've got the folks that did the boot camps, the other methods of becoming a great software engineer. So that's one factor. A lot of people are sort of in this harder to vet pool. The other is that I was actually going through a pipeline of software candidates with a recruiter the other day, and it's hard when you're looking at 100 candidates to understand who are the people we actually want to screen. Folks from this background, they usually, they go and they work at Google, Apple, Facebook, etc. It's actually fairly easy to understand whether or not this person is a good candidate for you. And a certain percentage of these people eventually go and they work at these more traditional companies, and it's very clear that, okay, the self-taught person has a credential, and now we know how to think about them. Same with the boot campers. But I think especially these two buckets and the 35% even more so, at the junior level, it's hard to understand, is this person going to be amazing, or is this person self-taught, not quite there for what we need for our organization? And that's where these automated tech assessment platforms come in. You've probably heard of a couple of these out there. You're basically sending candidates a short test to understand their skills, their competency with given language, their ability to work with an existing code base, do they comment their code, all the stuff that matters to your engineering team. And the wonderful thing is that this really allows us to go beyond the resume for the people who maybe don't quite fit the traditional mold. And when we identify interesting candidates within that rough, when we get those diamonds in the rough, the amazing thing is that we're not competing as fiercely for those candidates with our talent competitors because we had to do extra work to uncover them. Many times also utilizing these automated tech assessment platforms, in addition to broadening our funnel, allowing us to find these diamonds, it also creates a more level playing field and allows us to zero in on what actually matters, not necessarily the resume, but the skills, the acumen, the things that are going to allow somebody to be successful or not in our organization. Would love to know how other people are trying to find and identify these sort of diamonds in the rough, the people who don't come from traditional backgrounds. How are you getting beyond the resume? Have you used one of these tech assessment platforms? Would love to hear people's experiences in the comments.